Morning, golfers. Welcome to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, our YouTube and Facebook page. You can see the very handsome Joe Charles from the Boyne Golf Academy joining us here this morning. Good morning, Joe. What's happening at the Academy?
So this is the time of year we have we're getting through our programming, our golf schools. We just finished our last ladies golf school of the year this morning. So now we have I call it member guest season. So we have, our Country Club of Boyne members they just finished their member guests. It's called the Highlander event. And it's kind of fun. They have, it's the Scottish feel, the Highlander, the Highlands, and they have bagpipes on the first tee playing as they go out and stuff like that. So a lot of tune-up lessons going on around here right now, getting ready for the club championship, getting ready for the Highlander, and people trying to dial, getting some fine tuning done, so to speak.
So what is that generally? I'm sure you've got some people that going, hey, my game is good other than, my driver's gone haywire, or as I was telling you, I've been missing some short putts lately. So I'm sure it's due to individuals. It's a little different for me. A lot of people are finishing up their golf year. I'm just starting my golf year as I don't get to play until September and October.
Yeah, this time of year, especially, one of the things that we always like to ask people is, what do you have coming up? What's your schedule? Are you preparing for anything? And if that's the case, then we're not really going to make big swing changes. This is
Sure.
not the right time of year for that. Most of our big dynamic swing changes actually happen in the winter or maybe in the early fall. So this time of year, we're working on a lot of things like alignment. And, making short putts. We'll work on, some face control drills with players to be able to get, a little bit better with that. Little things like that can move the needle and can change your scores pretty quickly.
So what are those things? I mean, obviously making more 5-footers is going to look good on your scorecard, or chipping the ball a lot closer to the hole.
Yeah. So, the big things that we try to kind of help people with is, first we go on the golf course with them. So we're doing lots of playing lessons right now.
Okay.
And getting out on the course with people gives us the opportunity to kind of get into more of I would call it a realistic environment. And that kind of brings up questions. And, players will say things like, oh, you know what? I always wondered how to hit the ball from right there. Or what do you do when the golf ball's above your feet? Or
right.
what's the adjustment I make when the grain is growing into me on this tight lie on this chip shot? So not necessarily changing making big technique changes, just teaching people about course awareness and what kind of adjustments you need to make in certain situations, which, is really important for scoring. It's one thing to be able to swing a golf club. It's another thing to be able to just play golf, right? Playing golf, there's an art to it, and you have to be able to understand how to make little adjustments depending on the scenario that you're in.
Well, that's one of J.R. Roth's specialties. He gives great playing lessons because nobody gets the ball in the hole more. I don't know, the word's not unconventionally, but you play golf with J.R. and nothing looks spectacular, but he shot 70.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a clinic for our members earlier this year, and we did 2 different areas. We had an uneven lie station and then a rough station. And I put Jeff over there with, half of the group. And I just said, okay, teach them about the 3 different types of lie in the rough, right? Flyer lies, medium lies, and buried lies. And what are the adjustments that you make in those situations? And our members loved it. So being able to understand from a highly skilled player, what do you do when you're on the course if the ball's buried? What do you do with an iron to change the angle of attack to be able to make still solid contact in that situation is something that can, for most amateurs, it's something that they've never really been exposed to, and it can help a lot.
Well, there's no, as I told you, I played Oakland Hills North this past Sunday, and the North course, ever since they had the U.S. Junior Am there that Tiger Woods' son played in, they have kept the rough pretty rough. Yeah. And you don't really see the kind of rough here in northern Michigan that they're featuring there. Now, is it as simple as shortening your, that's what I was doing. I was loading up on a shorter backswing and then making sure tempo and through the ball to get it out. That seemed to work the best for me, because the last time I played there, you couldn't advance it in a lot of areas, especially
Yeah.
if you didn't pick the right club.
So it's well, you just hit the nail on the head there at the end. It's club selection is the first and most important thing, right? So you have to, sometimes you got to take your medicine. If the ball is sitting down in rough, you need a shorter shaft and you need loft. And
Yep.
So that's the first thing, is choosing the right golf club. From there, we want to develop a swing where the angle of attack is a little bit sharper. So the club's coming down at a steeper angle. Because if you come in with your normal kind of, almost like a sweeping angle of attack, the club is just going to hit too much rough on its way, into the golf ball. So too much rough gets stuck in between the face and the ball, and that does a lot of bad things, right? So if we can sharpen that angle of attack, it almost feels like you're kind of chopping down on it, or like hammering a nail into a piece of wood. That's kind of the feeling that a lot of people will describe to us. There's also some setup changes that we'll have them do to accomplish that as well.
Yeah, generally speaking, you're going to see longer rough here in August and September, especially when we get some more rain and the ground crews just kind of let it go a little bit more. It's going back to, scoring and putting. I was asking you before we started recording, why did I miss? Obviously, you're not there. Why did I miss short putts that I normally don't? And how much of that has to do with pressure, because a couple of those putts meant winning or having holes.
Yeah, pressure kind of changes everything, doesn't it? Especially on those short putts. Typically, in high pressure situations, amateur golfers actually do better on lag putts, where they can make like a bigger swing or a bigger stroke, because you get less of the I call it ball anxiety. You kind of freeze up at the golf ball because you're almost scared of impact. And the ball, it kind of scares people in those short putts. That's where you had, like, remember Jordan Spieth kind of looking at the hole on the 4-footers and the short putts, right? Because he almost wanted the golf ball to sneak up on him rather than have this anxiety at impact. And he's one of the best putters in the whole world. I mean, I remember Ben Hogan, after his car accident, had the yips a little bit. And that was kind of one of the things that shortened his career a little bit. So everybody goes through it. Everybody has, these same emotions that happen on those short putts. It's just finding little ways to kind of deal with that, whether it be a deep breath or closing your eyes, or some specific drill that gives you kind of a new feeling, changing grip pressure, whatever it is. I remember Pete Rose did an interview, and he said, okay, when you have when you're in a slump, what do? You stand closer to the mound. You stand farther from the mound. You choke up on the bat. You do all these little things to just change the feeling a little bit. And before you know it, good stuff starts to happen.
Yeah, it's so odd, when you have, for the last few years, it's been the strength of my game. My putting's going to bail me out. And then when you start missing the putts, how quickly you can lose confidence in that, what the strong part of your game is makes golf so hard to figure out.
Yeah, one of my old lines is, there's 2 emotional clubs in your bag, and you can probably guess which ones they are. It's the putter and the driver, right? You have to have kind of a personal relationship with those clubs, and you have to have confidence. And confidence is like the most important thing.
There's no doubt about it. I guess I got to go. Any quick, before I let you go, what's a good putting drill to get back into? I guess finding something that's going to watch you roll the ball in the hole a lot.
Yeah. So one of our go-tos, we have players do it's called the north, south, east, west drill. And that's where you find a hole on your practice green that has maybe kind of a gentle slope to it, consistent slope. And you find the exact, straight uphill putt. That's the north putt. And then you go to the right, 90 degrees. And obviously that's going to be a little bit of a right to left putt. And then you go to the right 90 more degrees, and that's a straight downhill putt. And then you go to the right 90 more degrees, and that's a left to right putt. And you put 3 balls at each, you put a tee down about 3 feet away from the hole at each of those locations.
Okay.
And then you put another tee, another foot, another tee, another foot. And so you have 3, 4, and 5 footers. And the goal there is to make 3 putts from each tee, and you count your misses. So that way you can kind of quantify how well you're doing. So a good player will be able to do that drill with only 1, 2, or 3 misses. Being able to make 3 balls at every single tee. And then, you can kind of track your progress. You do that once a week, twice a week, and you say, oh, I was able to do it in 6 misses today. Tomorrow, my goal is going to be only 5 misses to make all those putts. Doing little things like that can help to slowly kind of raise your confidence. And by, seeing that, oh, yeah, I was able to do that with only 2 misses. I know when I play tomorrow, I'm going to be a little bit more confident over that right to left 3-footer. So.
Joe, sometimes it's like talking to my dad. I always feel better after I talk to you about golf. I'm sure you still have availabilities for lessons. So how do people get in touch with you and your great staff?
Yeah, so best is our website, www.boynegolf.com. Click on Golf Academy. You can book lessons right on there. There's still some availability. Our full-time coaches are going to be here through September. So we've got another month and a half of rocking and rolling, and some really good weather ahead of us, I think, as well.
I think so too. Joe, I'll see you in person real soon. Thanks for joining us on Finding Fairways.
My pleasure.
All right, we will be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com.
Imagine your ultimate golf experience. There's a good chance it's Michigan's Magnificent 11. 11 spectacular courses from Boyne Golf, varied in both topography and play. Boyne Golf was named the #1 best golf destination in USA Today Reader's Choice 2025. And the Highlands at Harbor Springs is the #2 golf resort in that same USA Today poll. The ultimate golf experience. That's Michigan's Magnificent 11.
There's a moment on the course when everything lines up. The swing, the contact, the result. That's how we approach real estate. At Dean Bach & Company and at Properties, Christie's International Real Estate Collective, we don't guess, we execute. From Traverse City to Harbor Springs, we cover Michigan's Gold Coast with strategy, reach, and relationships that win. Whether it's a lakefront estate, a Gulf side retreat, or your next move, we put you in position to score.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Number 11 here at Wild Bluff. Matt, give us a little description, please.
Very good risk-reward par 5 here. It's not very long, but pretty much a 90-degree dog leg there.
Yes, sir.
There's a pond. You can't quite see it, but a pond straight away there. So you got to – I'm choosing a little bit less club, just trying to find a fairway today. But sometimes if you can hit the driver over the corner, you can have a really short second shot in there.
Or you can hit it in the pond or leave it in the trees.
That's right. If you don't have a little cut on it, it will go in that pond.
Okay. Give it a whack. All right, Matt. I don't think you described this quite right. What you just said to me off film is right, though. If you cut the corner in the right area, this is a very reachable par 5.
Yep. We got just around the corner enough to have a straight shot at it here. So pop one up there.
Flip that back over. That'll be interesting to see what happens on film.
All
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118 wind's going to hit it back the other way.
It's the bunker. All right.
Yeah, very, very interesting par 5 here, number 11 at Wild Bluffs. Just short of the bunker here on number 11 at Wild Bluff, and another one of these holes where you get a fantastic background view of Lake Superior.
Yep.
Well, from this angle, it's not going to come into play, but severe sloping green.
Yeah, this one, especially the left side, it's got a lot of slope to it, but that pin's all the way in the back, so we don't really have to deal with that today.
Yeah, Matt came in on the right side. He's not going to have to deal with this much. Chip's going to move a little bit from right to left, though, won't it?
Yeah, sure will. A little bit uphill.
Well, even a pro can chunk one a little bit, but as I was telling Matt, his chunks are way better than my chunks. Still left him a good, about 20 feet uphill for a birdie.
Yeah, not a very good chip, but we're in a good spot to putt from.
Yeah, no doubt. Looks like that's still going to move a little from left to right.
Yep.
I think you're going to have to give this a little bit of a run, Matt.
Yeah, this
3,
is quite a bit uphill
2,
here. So
1. Welcome back to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY and our YouTube and Facebook pages. Brought to us by Wild Bluff Golf Course. We just got done playing the 11th hole with Matt Phipps, and lo and behold, here he is from his spacious offices at the Pro Shop. Matt, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. You know, it's been a while since we actually talked to you other than watching you find your way around Wild Bluffs Golf Course. And I'm sure the course is much greener than when we played it in April.
Yeah, it's in great shape. August is about the best time for the course. It's perfect shape right now.
It's probably the best time to be in the UP, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Very pleasant up here. It's about 72 and sunny, so can't ask for better.
Nope, that is, and that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to get you on, because Bay Mills Resort and Casino rolled out a whole bunch of golf packages that are extremely appealing to get up and play in the UP at one of the great golf courses in the state for some really good rates.
Yeah, absolutely. We revamped the whole package offering there. To include some of the new things at the hotel. So we've got something for everybody there. Just looking at, this is all on our website, baymillscasino.com. Right. You can see all the different ones, but we've got just your basic golf package, room and around the golf. And then we've got spa coupons and breakfast buffets and everything involved at the casino there. Kind of something for everybody. We even have an adventure package, they call it, with the kayak rentals and the e-bikes and kind of enjoying the outdoors up here on the trails and whatnot. So yeah, got a package for everyone, for everything.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity, if you haven't been up yet, to explore the beautiful new hotel that they put right on Lake Superior, and that's why they have all these new adventures. You can rent kayaks to go out there, and I know that they have deals with you can get jet skis and everything that you want to do, and use Bay Mills as your home base.
Absolutely, yeah. The new hotel's pretty awesome. That part is. Pretty slick. Indoor pool, hot tub, and of course the new spas.
The new spa. I love the workout facility. It's fantastic. Yeah, if you're really like me, I really like to. If you're going to play in the morning, get down to the gym. Get your heart rate up just a little bit. Maybe do some stretching or some light lifting. Then hit the golf course. One of the things that you and I talked about off air that some people might not know is that Brimley's pretty close to Sault Ste. Marie, and if you haven't ever visited the locks, it's something you really got to do.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Those ships, you see them out on the bay, but until you see one up close, you really can't fathom how big those things are. It's pretty neat watching them go through the locks there, and they're.
Well, if you're going to play 18 holes at Bay Mills, you're going to see some boats out on Lake Superior. That's just the way it is.
Absolutely. They run all summer.
And you're right. From up on the bluff, They don't look so big.
Yeah, they don't. They just look like they're cruising along. But man, when you see one up close, it's you couldn't hit a golf ball from one end of it to the other. It's
No.
big. They're big ships.
Yeah, and of course you're not too far from Tequamanon Falls, so you can make a great long weekend, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get some golf in there, get a little time in the spa, and yeah, some of those packages include dinner as well.
Yes, there's coupons that you can
Yep.
kind of choose your own meal, just credits towards that and things, and a couple of the packages include the breakfast buffet in the morning there, which is really good.
Well, who doesn't like a breakfast buffet? All the bacon
Absolutely.
and sausage you can eat.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't get a chance to talk to you yet. I know a couple weeks ago you had the Solo Cup.
We did. That went really well. We were capping it at 60, and I think we had 57, I think. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was pretty neat. Played 18, then flighted everybody, and went back out for a 9-hole shootout there, and that was a really fun event.
And you played in it. So what was your number, sir? You did not win.
No, I did not. I was 6 under for the day. Got hot in the middle 9 holes there, but other than that, was pretty flat. Lots of pars, but it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do that event again.
What was the winning number?
97 was the winning score, so that's let's see, 72. That was 13 under, I think.
That's pretty strong for 27 holes, yes, sir.
Yeah, 11 under. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you've decided yet or not. You were thinking about maybe trying to fit another one in before the end of the year. Are you going to try to do that, or?
Yeah, I don't think I have a date for it really between our golf groups and the remaining tournaments. I don't really have a good day to put it. So we'll definitely do one next year. Maybe next year try to do like a spring and a fall instead of right in the middle of summer there. So.
And what's left on the event calendar people might want to look at?
We got some charity events still. Those are listed on our website as well. And then the last one we have is our Snowball Open, which is our 4-man scramble, kind of tough man deal. We put everybody back there on the tips and put the pins in the hardest spots I can find and play hard, rain or shine.
I was just going to say, last week we had number 10 on there, and you were smart enough or not brave enough to go all the way to the tips.
Yeah, smart enough. 10. Yeah, I've hit that shot many times. I was taking it easy while I can. That's
that is
about 100-yard difference there from the tips to where we were
ravine. Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, if the wind's in your face on that hole, it's sometimes you can't even get there in 2. If there's a strong wind, it's all you can do to get it out to the fairway, and then you still have to hit a hook around the corner there. That's a tough hole from back there.
I mean, if people have been following along, Matt, the tips are a whole different other animal at Wild Bluffs.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's long golf course back there, hitting a lot of hybrids and 4-irons and 5-irons into those tabletop greens. It's all you want back there.
Yeah, a couple of those par 3s are man size too from back there. So
absolutely.
Yep. Anything else on the teaching side of things? I know you got done with your kids' clinics. Are we pretty much done with that? Although I'm sure you're still taking individual lessons.
Yeah, take individual lessons all year, but yeah, our junior camp went good there. Had to cut it in half because of the smoke there from the Canadian fires, but everybody came back. I think only 2 kids couldn't make it back. We had 48 kids this year, which was more than double what we had last year. So looking to build on that for sure. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we want to grow that game up in the upper part of Michigan, and what better place to do it than at Bay Mills and Wild Bluff Golf Course?
Absolutely.
Matt, anything I'm skipping before I let you go?
I don't think so. We're cruising right along here, and fall will be here before you know it, and hopefully the weather hangs in there as long as it can.
Not quite yet, sir. Not quite yet.
I know.
Although, one of the good things about being in the Upper Peninsula is your fall starts earlier, so that fall color really comes into play.
Yeah.
At a nice time.
Yeah, it's really nice. End of September there, first week of October. It's popping. It's beautiful.
Do we have a shutdown date for the golf course, Matt?
October 11th is the tentative date. That's all weather dependent. We'll stay open to at least then, no matter what. But if it's still nice, we'll keep going till the weather turns on us.
All right. I'm sure we'll have you on once more as we continue to tour the golf course from what we filmed back in early May. Matt Phipps at Bay Mills Casino and Wild Bluff Golf Course. Thanks for joining us on Finding Fairways, partner.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right. We'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Finding Fairways here, brought to us by Wild Bluffs Golf Course.
Twin Birch Golf Club in Kalkaska is preparing for a spectacular golf season, and you should too. The Twin Birch Clubhouse restaurant has quickly become a local favorite, with a lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch menu full of classic favorites, made with the freshest ingredients. See all the affordable membership options at twinbirchgolf.com, or save even more when you purchase Twin Birch Golf at qdealsmi.com. qdealsmi.com. See one of Northern Michigan's greatest golf values at twinbirchgolf.com.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Twin Birch Golf Club in Kalkaska is preparing for a spectacular golf season, and you should too. The Twin Birch Clubhouse restaurant has quickly become a local favorite, with a lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch menu full of classic favorites, made with the freshest ingredients. See all the affordable membership options at twinbirchgolf.com, or save even more when you purchase Twin Birch Golf at qdealsmi.com. qdealsmi.com. See one of Northern Michigan's greatest golf values at twinbirchgolf.com.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of Northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
The Iron Pig on Old 27 South across from Otsego Lake is open for breakfast 7 days a week from 8 to 11. Sundays from 8 to 2 with a sumptuous breakfast buffet on the weekends. With golf season open, Iron Pig has room for any size golf group, or bring our delicious menu and legendary barbecue to your group. Either way, the Iron Pig has the team and location to make your up north dining experience truly memorable. Visit Iron Pig Smokehouse on Facebook, where we are always announcing new events and menu additions.
Welcome back to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, our YouTube and Facebook pages. If you want to see this at any time, you can go to our Finding Fairways YouTube page. Ian Murphy joining us from Iron Pig Smokehouse, just south of downtown Gaylord. Murph looking, I want some waffle fries and a bourbon cocktail, please.
Yeah, man, coming right up. No problem. You got it. Gaylord Gold Bourbon should be back on the shelves anytime soon, I'm hoping.
I'm hoping. So am I. Want to get you back on the show. How's the golf season going? I know you will get to your the end of the year golf outing here in a minute, but I know you've been really busy at the Pig.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm telling you, I really underestimated this new location at the south end of town. I mean, we've always been in the middle of the golf mecca, being in downtown Gaylord, but this new location, really, we have more parking lot space. It's easier to get in and out, full service. But this backyard and this pavilion have really been a game changer for us because, you know, we only have about 100 seats in the restaurant, which fill up pretty quick on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
So we have this QR code now that you can scan. It puts you on our wait list, and you can go out into our backyard, listen to music. On the weekends, there's free live music to listen to. We also have our food truck and a bar out back. So instead of sitting at a table waiting for a half of an hour or whatever it is, you can go out back. mingle with your friends, mingle with your golf buddies, tally your scores, grab a quick snack at the food truck, or just hang out in the backyard all night and eat. Because we do pulled pork sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, loaded mac and cheese, our new barbacone, which is a waffle cone stuffed with mac and cheese. Yeah, dude, it's so good. I mean, these are all kind of previews of stuff that we're going to do when we expand and do our food trucks and food trailers as well. So it's kind of a dual purpose, but having that extra space out back just is a game changer because we can serve so many more people without overloading our kitchen, giving you those long 45-minute ticket times. So you're here 90 plus minutes. Not that we don't mind you being on property that long, but I don't think people really want to sit around waiting for an amazing steak for 90 minutes.
No, but they can order the pizza and it'll come back out to them on the patio.
Exactly.
There's nothing like sitting in the pavilion enjoying some music with a pizza and a beer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we try to keep everything pretty cheap and affordable as well. Not just the pricing in the menus, but ticket prices for free for music. No, just come out, enjoy some live music. We bring in bands from all over Michigan, quite frankly, not just Northern Michigan. So, we had a reggae band here 2 weeks ago, playing for a group of bikers. It's just what we do.
Oh God, you know what? We got to get that reggae band back for a real big ladies golf outing.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a lot of fun. I would love to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of golf outings, so you this year you added a end of the year golf event to the schedule. I know the one that you had a few weeks ago was a big success, but you're going to close down the golf season by airing it out one more time.
Yeah, we got a great feedback after the first tournament from last summer. We got a lot of great feedback. Everybody wanted to do a fall tournament. We just didn't have it in our capacity last year to be able to do one. This year, again, such a great turnout. We gave about just over $1,000 to the Otsego County Food Pantry. Every time we do one of these, we try and tie something, a local nonprofit into it. This October 3rd at the Lakes course, 9 a.m., roughly 9 a.m. You never know with the weather that time of year, shotgun start. The charity for that is going to be our friends at MyOFO, which is Michigan Operation Freedom Outdoors. Their whole mission is to get disabled veterans specifically, out hunting, fishing, just the amazing outdoor recreation we have in Michigan. These folks do an amazing job buying track chairs, putting up blinds out in the wilderness for these folks. They're just amazing. We do a great big fishing tournament with them here in January. So we thought, what better way to give back than to these people that come here and patron us. So it's a great fit, of course, with the veterans. We've always supported them as well. So it makes sense. It's a good fit.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's the whole idea of having a bar, restaurant, event place like yourself, just going up the road, playing golf, and then turning it all back around. It's almost like you have the golf course on property.
It's so true. So the group of courses that we've been playing the last couple of years are friends over at the Loon Golf Resort. So the Loon, the Lakes, and the Ridge. Literally right around the corner from here. So it's so easy. Go out, have a good time. We provide lunch with that as well. We come back here, we do a little award ceremony, give away some freebies. Usually there's a cash game involved as well as skins, but then we provide some snacks here as well too. So it's $125 a person or $500 per foursome. And again, that's October 3rd. And then that following weekend, October 10th, is actually our annual Harvest Festival here as well. So we've got a lot going on here. And I'm so grateful that we've had such a nice couple of summers too.
Yeah. The falls seem to have fallen in line beautifully, making up for the fact that we don't have spring anymore here in Northern Michigan.
Right. So true.
Yeah.
We have severe spring. It's just severe weather. We had a tornado or flooding this spring, and then we had the ice storm last spring. Yeah.
But for me personally, the way my life is in golf and in the radio business and everything else, I like the fall. I can play golf in the fall. I can't play golf right now, as evidenced. as how I played on Saturday.
You're right. I'll tell you, in my opinion, it's highly underestimated. The fall golf up here. I mean, forget about the courses. I mean, everybody knows the Gaylord Golf Mecca has an amazing collection of courses, and even outside of the Mecca, there's so many great courses in northern Michigan. But then you add into it the fall colors. It's unbeatable, especially when you play courses like a Treetops or an Otsego Club, where you get these great big views of what is it, the Jordan Valley and everything that's up around that area. It's incredible. So don't sleep on fall golf, and the rates are exceptional.
Yeah, the rates come down. Now, there's nothing but excellence as far as golf in the fall in northern Michigan is. It doesn't even matter what rate you're playing. If you're playing on that beautiful day in October 3rd, at is it the Lakes this time around? Yes, you're going to get, there's a number of vistas that you're going to see out on that golf course that will take your breath away. And
I grew up on that golf course, so it's going to be super fun to play that one again.
Yeah, I can. You know what? You almost don't mind hitting it into the trees because you're going to hit it into the trees there.
It's inevitable, that's for sure. And possibly the water. I mean, it is named the Lakes course.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but when you're playing with a group of your buddies for a great cause, with some great food and beverages waiting down the line for you back at the Iron Pig, what better way to wrap up your golf season?
Exactly. And we are literally going to be the last group on the Lakes course. They're closing that Saturday, so we're pretty much closing the place down, and they're super happy to have us.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. We're going to push the hell out of it because my schedule changed and I can play in that thing now, Murph.
All right. I'd love to hear that.
Yes. So I'm going to put together some kind of all-star group and win this thing because I'm going to start practicing my victory speech now.
Do it. Do it. And you're going to need the practice. I have some passes.
Not only my speech, but my game.
We can put some money down on it. I'm all right with that.
Well, you can. I think you can picture in your mind who's going to play in my group.
I probably can. Don't sleep on my team either, though. We won it. We won it last year. We came in third place this summer. So we'll see. I'm bringing back my usual group. We have a lot of fun. We got a young kid that plays on that team. He's been playing for maybe 4 or 5 years now. Just took over as superintendent at the Black Bear. Where I used to manage. Kid's 22 years old and he's a superintendent. Hits the ball a country mile. I mean, just super fun. It's always fun watching these young kids.
Okay, maybe I'll walk back that statement. Murph, we still got a big chunk of real golf season left. Tell our listeners if they've forgotten about how to contact you for catering their big golf groups and whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever, so you don't have to go out and eat. You can continue the party back in your condo or the house you're renting.
Yeah, we do get a lot of golf groups that do that, right? So the best way is ironpigsmoke.com. Everything, you can make reservations, you can jump on the wait list, you can sign up for the golf outing, all of the catering, the pavilion rental, all that information is on there. What band is playing coming up Saturday night? We have Yankee Station coming, which is a big band around northern Michigan. Yeah,
Yankee Station.
Yeah, that's the best spot, ironpigsmoke.com, or if you're on your cell phone, it's 989-448-2070. And Facebook, of course.
Ian Murphy joining us here on Finding Fairways. Murph, thanks so much. Hopefully we get on the golf course before that big golf outing on October 3rd, but I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, let's book it, buddy. We absolutely need to, for sure.
All right. We'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com. Time to check in with our good friends at Boyne Golf. TR Hollis is zooming in to us today. TR, you sent me some interesting notes. Thank God you're getting rid of that god-awful Oakland Hills par 3 number 17. A hole that has been traditionally very hard on me and hard on anybody who plays at Oakland Hills. But I know we had spoken to Ray Hearn about changing it I hate to say this. How do you pronounce the name of that course?
Wanamoyset.
Wanamoyset, thank you. It's a mouthful for sure, but I'm sure Ray has done it justice.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Bernie, who everyone in the golf industry knows, has done an incredible job just revamping, renovating, just making that Donald Ross course just better every single day. It was already incredible to begin with, and the work they continue to do on that course is truly incredible.
Yeah, I had Tyler Ray on last week. He's the guy that renovated DGC, which is a famous Donald Ross course. And part of me wants to bring him up for this because he's one of those guys like Ray Hearn that is, a golf architecture geek, and he specializes in renovating Ross courses. I'd like to get his opinion on how great that golf course is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean it should be. I hear so many stories from Bernie about other courses that these holes are representing, and they think the pictures are from their course, like it's that accurate and that great. So yeah, it would be cool to hear his opinion.
Yeah, it certainly is a labor of love for both Bernie and Ray. Ray's been doing all those redos, and it's a love affair for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then of course, Dunebray is Ray's take on a whole bunch of famous greens from across the pond.
It is. It's really cool, and yeah, one of the first modern courses built on a ski hill. To your point, those greens are incredible. I mean, ranging from 57 to 134 yards, and most importantly, just fun to play. Everyone absolutely loves it. Everyone just loves to get in a quick 9, and of all skill levels. Refine your game, bring the family. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, as you traverse Dunebray and you head kind of like up the hill, when you get to the very top, the view of a number of the courses and the whole property at the Highlands is kind of, we don't talk about it that much, but it's pretty special.
It is. Very serene, very special. Can do it at night too. You don't get the view at night, but you can play under the lights as well. So that's another cool thing.
What's wrong with that after dinner? I'm not quite ready to go to bed. Let's go swing it at Dunebray.
Exactly. You can't have a bad time doing that.
Can't have a bad time, period. All you got to do is go where? Where do we book all these fantastic experiences?
BoyneGolf.com. Everything you can find there at BoyneGolf.com.
I know you sent me a note about the Academy, but we have Joe covering that today, so I'll let you get back to continuing to talk to others about how great Boyne is.
I love it. Awesome. Thanks so much, Jerry.
All right, we'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com. Thanks, Pards.
Good. Thanks so much. All right, we'll see you.
Right. Yeah, take care.
Imagine your ultimate golf experience. There's a good chance it's Michigan's Magnificent 11. 11 spectacular courses from Boyne Golf, varied in both topography and play. Boyne Golf was named the #1 best golf destination in USA Today Reader's Choice 2025. And the Highlands at Harbor Springs is the #2 golf resort in that same USA Today poll. The ultimate golf experience. That's Michigan's Magnificent 11.
There's a moment on the course when everything lines up. The swing, the contact, the result. That's how we approach real estate. At Dean Bach & Company and at Properties, Christie's International Real Estate Collective, we don't guess, we execute. From Traverse City to Harbor Springs, we cover Michigan's Gold Coast with strategy, reach, and relationships that win. Whether it's a lakefront estate, a Gulf side retreat, or your next move, we put you in position to score.
The Iron Pig on Old 27 South across from Otsego Lake is open for breakfast 7 days a week from 8 to 11. Sundays from 8 to 2 with a sumptuous breakfast buffet on the weekends. With golf season open, Iron Pig has room for any size golf group, or bring our delicious menu and legendary barbecue to your group. Either way, the Iron Pig has the team and location to make your up north dining experience truly memorable. Visit Iron Pig Smokehouse on Facebook, where we are always announcing new events and menu additions.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Grandview Golf Club in Kalkaska has set the standard for the best value golf in northern Michigan. Grandview has all the amazing golf vistas you expect in the pricey resorts without the pricey. Incredible season membership rates and ladies and men's leagues are now forming. Visit GrandviewGolfNorth.com to play your new favorite track. The newly renovated clubhouse with full bar and simulators is open and makes Grandview Golf Club an unforgettable golf experience. Call 231-258-3244 to play today. Welcome back to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, our YouTube and Facebook pages. It's been a long time coming, but I'm zooming into Paradise, Michigan with Bill Hobson, longtime host of Michigan Golf Live. Bill, did I hear on your promo this is year 27? Is that right?
Yeah, man, I had hair back when we started, so it's amazing to see us go over a quarter century with this whole thing, and we've just been super blessed all along the way between both the radio show and our television program, and we just love celebrating this great game. And Jerry, maybe your audience can kind of join in thoughts and prayers for my director of production, Greg Hall. The man has shot and edited every swing I've ever taken on camera.
Wow.
And I have to think that there's some therapy needed at some point for poor Greg.
Your swing is slightly unconventional, but you get it done. I've played with you before, and it's better than mine, so I'll leave it at that.
We don't pretend to go tour speed on our swings, and whenever somebody asks me, "Are you a pro?" I remind them that we edit heavily. And that's the key to having a show that's on the air for as long as we've been around.
Yeah, I'm sure you've run into the same thing I have there. Like after a few holes, you're like, aren't you a golf expert? I've said, well, I talk like a golf expert.
A couple of weeks ago, we were shooting, and quite often, like my handicap is a 5, so I'm not a terrible golfer. But
no, that's a good skill.
A couple of weeks ago, for about 90 minutes, I had the shanks, and I could not hit a ball forward. And the folks who were with me from the course that we were featuring, at first they all kind of chuckle a little bit,
right?
And then after like the 5th or 6th shot, it just becomes awkward silence, and then it almost becomes like some sort of a therapy session. Like, you'll be okay. You can do it. Come on. Who's a big boy? And we end up trying to get the train back on the tracks. Thankfully, it did happen, but every once in a while, we're reminded that this is kind of a hard game, and we're amateurs who play it.
We're going to have to shake that up right now, Bill. I'm God bless you for actually uttering the word shank. Actually, what do they say? It's a perfect golf shot, only missed by a centimeter, right? Isn't that's what they say about a shank?
There's the center of the club face, and then there's the hosel. And sometimes we hit it off the hosel, and that's not a good feeling. I usually refer to it as Tom Hanks's brother, Steve, S. Hanks, without saying the full word all the way through. But it is also kind of a comfort to know that every once in a while, even a major championship winner has one of those. And whenever we get to see those clips, I don't know why it makes me feel so good, but it does.
I call it Los Vejos. That is no meaning to it other than I won't say the word that we're not going to say anymore. Let's travel backwards. How did you get started with Michigan Golf Live 27 years ago, Bill?
I had this idea for a radio show back then, and the show was not to bore people. It was to entertain. It was to celebrate this great game in Michigan. And the first year of the radio show, before we could go on, and we were truly live then,
right?
Before we could ever get on, I had to figure out how to pay for the costs of all of this. So there was literal satellite time involved. There were phone lines that had to be activated in every destination that we visited. And for the first year, we were in a studio, but that got old really fast. I mean, you want to get out and about as best you can. And so the second year moving forward, we did the show on location from a different place every week. We still do. And technology, thankfully, has become much more friendly these days. So we don't have to worry about the technical complications of it all, because as you know, in all of communication, I mean, here you and I are on a Zoom or a Teams conversation. In all of media and communication, it's really become much more friendly for those trying to send out the message. And so now we're able to do things without all of that complication. But back in year one, I made a phone call to a man I had never met. And he was the director of marketing for the Buick Open back in the day. PJ is his name. And I said, PJ, we've never met, but I have an idea. And here's my idea. And it was a radio show across the state celebrating the game. And I said, if you will become the title sponsor, if the Buick Open will be the title sponsor of this show, I'll never raise your rates as long as you're with me. And I said, for the first couple of years, probably not a very good deal for you, but I think that after that, you're going to find that it's a really good deal. And for whatever reason, probably because it wasn't that much money for them, but to me, it was the world, because it was my break-even point. If nothing else happened, I knew I at least wouldn't lose money. And he said yes. And then we had a tradition really every spring, all the way through 2009 when the Buick Open ended. We would have a conversation and he would say, all right, how much is it this year? And I would say the same as it was the first year. And then he would tell me, you know, you're crazy, right? Because you're getting ripped off, given the exposure that we're getting. And I said, the deal's a deal. And we lived with that all the way through. And so the origin story can't really be told without giving a really big tip of the cap to somebody who just said yes to an idea that really didn't make a lot of sense back then. But thankfully, it took a flyer on us, and here we still are.
I remember the first show that I came to yours. I think we'd owned the radio station for a year, and you were broadcasting from Gaylord Golf Club, and that's the first time I met you in person. And yes, the technical setup was way more burgeoning than what we do with it now, with a phone and a call and whatever good, your camera's as good as your phone as anything else. But your technical ability is way better than ours. Are you still doing the flyover business?
Oh yeah, we do all sorts of drone work, and we were just talking. I was talking with my executive producer or my production director last night, because we're purchasing some of the newer technology before it all gets banned by the government and all that stuff. But we were also reminiscing because we used to use a helicopter, and those days were terrifying. It was a tiny bubble helicopter where you would take the passenger door off, leave it on the ground, and then lean out to shoot. And at the time, we thought we were cutting edge, and we were basically the coolest show on earth because only CBS had a helicopter, not little old Michigan Golf Live. And then thank the Lord that somewhere along the line, this drone technology came about that allows us to do so much more stylized video clips. And yeah, we've shot 16 new shows this season, and we put all of our drones through quite a workout.
Yeah, it's a great looking show, and and kudos to you that the TV show and the radio show is so different. It doubles up your efforts. give us a story or two on, Spinal Tap moments backstage, or, where things really fell apart and we didn't get a chance to see it or hear it.
Okay, I'll take you back to last season. We are shooting a show at Garland Resort, and our drones have a lot of technology built into them, including obstacle avoidance sensors, so that really they're almost idiot proof now. You get within an obstacle and it will just stop moving.
Right.
And that's wonderful. Well, what I didn't know is that my production director had turned off the sensors because he doesn't like to fly with them on. And I was grabbing the bird for a quick shot because he was shooting something else. And we're both certified drone pilots. And so I'm moving nice and slowly sideways, and I'm paying attention to what the camera is seeing. I'm not paying attention to anything off to the side because the sensors would stop me if there was any danger. And 10 seconds later, as the drone is in a tree and then falling to the ground and then just obliterated and gone, just gone, I look over at him and he goes, "Didn't I tell you that I turned off the sensors?" No, you did not. So, every once in a while we have those moments, and we have a heck of a blooper reel. If anybody ever gets a hold of it, it'll be pretty good. Between my bloopers and some of our production fund, we've got all sorts of stories to tell along those lines.
I guess another story, because it's legendary among us golf writers, broadcasters. There's a brotherhood of us, and we're wondering when you're going to get your master's credentials.
I think that I may have a better chance at growing a full head of hair before I get credentialed for the Masters. I am 27 years and running in my annual rejection tradition. And the funny thing is, Jerry, that if I did have a nickel for every time somebody told me, "Oh no, this is your year, I've talked to some people," well, then I'd be flying to Augusta in my own private jet if that were the case. It's interesting. I've been credentialed to cover 3 of the Augusta National Women's Amateurs the week before the Masters.
Of course.
And I've gone down to cover those. And I have asked each time, can I just stay? I mean, I've covered the women's AM, and the Masters kind of starts, the women's AM ends on Saturday, Sunday is drive, chip, and putt, but then Masters week starts on Monday.
Right.
And I remember going right up to the lady who's in charge of all of this. Her name was Melissa, at the front desk in the giant new, sparkling, brand new media center. And I said,
which I've heard is
"Hey,
just
Melissa,
incredible.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen before."
Right.
I said, "Melissa, can I just stay? Can you extend my credential?" "I'm not able to do that." I said, No. You're able to do that. I'm just wondering if you will do that." And she was not willing to do that. And I have come nowhere near getting in since then, even after my whole run in with Live Golf last year, and people telling me, "Man, once Augusta gets a hold of that story, you're going to be in," because that's exactly the position they would have taken. And all of these different things. And that's a long-winded way of saying I'm still not in, and I will continue to apply. And it's someday. By the way, I've been to Augusta. I've had the ultimate blessing of a gentleman giving my son and me clubhouse badges.
Wow.
Of another friend who works for CBS taking he and I into Butler Cabin. We walked into Butler Cabin, had our pictures taken in the chairs in front of the fireplace on a Thursday around of 2016. It was a dream come true. So if I never go back, I'll never match what did happen, thanks to the kindness of 2 gentlemen that I know. But I would, just from a professional standpoint, my bucket list is to work the Masters. It's not to go as a patron. I've done that. It's awesome. And I could bore you with an hour-long story about that day that we had, but it will never be forgotten by my son or I.
Oh, I wouldn't be boring. Yeah. No.
Well, let me give you a quick recap. I'm in a meeting for a charity event a few months prior. And in the room, a group of very connected golf people, and I said, hey, by the way, if anybody happens to have a connection for tickets to the Masters, my son's 18th birthday will be in April during that week. I'd love to surprise him. One of the guys in the room named Dave is on his iPad, and I can see that he's scrolling through photos, and I didn't know why. I thought it was kind of rude because we were having a meeting. And he turns his iPad around, and it's Dave standing on the Hogan Bridge playing Augusta. And as my jaw dropped to the table, I said, what's the story here? Dave lived in Dearborn. His neighbor was the former CEO of Ford Motor Company, Alan Mullally, who's a member at Augusta. And whenever Alan says, do you want to play golf? That means get on the Ford jet and go to Augusta. Dave then called me a few weeks later. He said, hey, what are you and your son doing on Thursday, April 7th? I go, I don't know. It's the opening round of the Masters. I'll probably be on my couch. He said, how about you come down and be my guests? I've got some clubhouse badges for you. So I fabricated in Photoshop the same invitation that Augusta sends to players. And I wrapped it up in a big box and I gave it to my son for his birthday. Tears everywhere. We go down. And on this day, a friend of mine who works for CBS met us on the putting green. And he said, do you want to go somewhere nobody gets to go? Well, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, what are the odds? And he leads us through the back entrance to the lower level of Butler Cabin, which is where the studio is. The upper level is actually lodging. It's a cabin.
Yep.
The studio is really small. I step in there and I've got goosebumps. And, you know, Jerry, I've been around a while, so it takes a little bit to get my attention like that. I was dumbstruck. Lights were on already. They had just shot something in there. And my buddy John says, do you guys want to get your pictures taken in those chairs? The chairs that at that time Faldo and Nance would occupy.
Right.
Yeah. The chairs, it's a small room. The chairs are 5 steps away. We're 2 steps into walking towards him, and a producer comes running in from the side door. He goes, guys, I got to have you wait a minute. He's on his way in. Well, I don't know what that meant, but yes, we will wait a minute. And so Bo and I step to the back of the room, and in walks Arnold Palmer.
Oh boy.
This was the year of Arnold's passing. This was to be his farewell interview. And he had declared it's going to happen now. So all of a sudden, through another door, Jim Nance comes walking in, still tying a tie. He had no idea this was going to happen. And the producer says to Bo and I, you know, this is kind of a family moment. Would you mind stepping outside while we do this interview? And then you're welcome to come back in. We went across the par 3 course to the production compound, and we watched that interview unfold in one of the big production trucks. The crew in the trucks was weeping.
I'll bet.
Because they knew this was it. Arnold looked terrible, and he would pass that September.
Yep.
And I told Bo, what you're seeing right now, next April, is going to be the Farewell to Arnold special. And sure enough, we watched it, both raw, and then we watched the edited version. So we go back in, we get our pictures taken. It's incredible. The only way we got our pictures taken is my friend John was allowed to have a cell phone. I couldn't have a cell phone. And so I now have on giant canvas in my studio the picture of the 2 of us in Butler Cabin, and it's just crazy. And one more story from that day. At lunchtime, I'm sitting in the middle of nowhere, and there are suddenly C-30s flying over my little private lake.
Yeah, it's part of Northern Strike happening in my backyard.
Wow. Yeah. That's wild. Never seen that up here. The other story that I have for you is at lunchtime, we had clubhouse badges, so we were able to eat with members out on the lawn under the green and white awninged tables.
Sure. Yeah.
As Bo and I sat down at this table, I said, I want you to slowly look around. And we were surrounded by Masters champions and their families in a full circle. I'm like, there's Stadler, there's what. And we were just like Field of Dreams, like walking out of the cornfield. And I tell that story for a couple of reasons. One is it's the favorite dad memory of a lifetime of golf. And number 2, it's a tribute to 2 men who did something they did not have to do. They were just generous to us. and it made a lifetime memory. And I always try to encourage people to do the same for somebody in whatever realm you can do that. So it's just a sweet, sweet memory for us for forever. And that's the story.
That's what makes golf special. No game is more giving, I think, than you just by all the charity, and people just seem to be that way. That's a fantastic story, Bill. I want to let you go, but I do have one question in the back of my mind. You've played probably every golf course in the state, and I'm not going to ask you for your favorite. I want to ask you, like, if somebody says, "Tell me a golf course that I haven't heard of that I should play," what do you tell them?
Over to Pilgrim's Run, which is just north of Grand Rapids in Pearson. Now it is ranked in like the top 20 in the state, so maybe you've heard of it, but a lot of people have not, and it is truly special. Highly, highly recommend it. And the other one I'll send you to is up in the Upper Peninsula, and go right over to Escanaba to Sweetgrass, which is where the Island Resort is. They have 2 courses, and a third one, literally, they're cutting the ribbon like right now.
Yeah, the third one's opening now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Cedar, and it is such good golf over there, and the value of it is even better. I would strongly recommend a little UP trip and heading over to the Escanaba area.
Bill Hobson, 27 years of golf commentary and still going strong. We're glad to have you on our airwaves here, and thanks for taking the time in Paradise, Michigan, to tell us a little bit about your golf life.
I sure appreciate the invitation, and we even scheduled a flyover apparently during the conversation, so it's extra special.
Well, Bill, as we like to say here, find a fairway of your own, stick a peg in the ground, and pound it down the middle. We will be back next week on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com. Bill, that was lovely. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you for doing it. Appreciate it.